السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. يا أهلا وسهلا بأفخم وأغلى متابعين ومستمعين في العالم، متابعين قناة عرب جي تي وتحديدا عرب جي تي بودكاست. حلقة جديدة من دردشة بزنس. اليوم احنا موجودين بفيلا اسكاليد في دبي، ومعنا شخصيا الفايس بريزيدنت تبع كاديلاك لنتكلم أكثر على مستقبل العلامة التجارية، أبرز إطلاقاتها وشو الاشياء اللي مخبين لها اياها للسنين الجاي. مستر جون روث, welcome back to Dubai.
Thank you so much.
Happy to have you here with us at ArabGT Podcast channel.
Yeah.
How is everything?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's great to be back in the region.
Great to be back in the regions. Mr. John, he has been in the region for quite a while. You've told me last time you were here in 2020.
From 2018 to 2020. So unfortunately, COVID has changed many things. I went back to the States, and 4.5 years later, back in the region. It's great to be here.
Happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Let's start with the star of this week in Dubai, the launch of the new facelift. I want to call it facelift, although there is like major changes in the car, the iconic Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah.
Can we have a glimpse on the car? What's coming? I've noticed that you guys are launching immediately the V trim, the platinum trim, several trims, and there is also an electric version coming over.
Correct.
The mic with you.
Yeah, so, it's great to have a vehicle as iconic as the Cadillac Escalade. It is, as we describe it, the franchise player of our organization. And as we go into the 6th generation of Escalade, and to see its constant sales growth and performance, and then as we complement it with the V badging, the sub-brand V, it has just attracted a tremendous number of consumers to the brand. It's helping us stay young and youthful in the brand, and just universally around the world does very, very well. As you dive into the enhancements, you have an interior upgrade in that vehicle like you would expect in a fully all-new vehicle, 55-inch pillar-to-pillar screen, something for the whole family to enjoy. Everything from a driver's orientated cockpit to the ability for the passenger to have viewing screen of what the driver is looking at, but also be entertained if they choose. Great upgrade in all the materials used inside the vehicle. All the interior finishes and fit have been enhanced in this version. And then as you step outside the vehicle, you get a whole new front face on the vehicle to showcase kind of where we're headed from a design technology standpoint with the vehicle. And then you can enhance the palette, if you will, of the vehicle with 126 different color features around the car. So it's just a wonderful addition to an already iconic selling vehicle.
And I've noticed also the V already launched from day one.
Correct.
When we talk about Escalade, if we want to put it into, since you've been in the region before, and now you're hitting Cadillac as a group, as a company, where does the Escalade comes in terms of sales compared to the rest of the world in our region?
Yeah, so depending on where you count, here in the region, it would be the number one selling model in the region. Does really well to set the pace or the tone of our Cadillac business here in the region. But around the world, it also is an iconic nameplate for the brand. And as we go into the next generation that you expressed earlier, the Escalade IQ, which is our EV version that we introduced a year ago, but now just coming to market, whole new vehicle from the ground up. Very efficient from a driving standpoint with EV technology. In the States, we would advertise it to have about 460 miles worth of range, so over 700 kilometers worth of range. Personally driving one for several months, in personal real-world driving, I achieved 800 kilometers worth of range in that EV. So it's the ability to have all that you would expect in a Cadillac Escalade in an EV package. Everything from a 13% improvement in aero and driving coefficient in that vehicle. It's just it will, when it comes to the region, be another addition and give consumers the opportunity to have a choice, right? You can come to the brand with a tried and true, fully enhanced gas edition Escalade, or you can come and purchase an all EV edition with the Escalade IQ.
If you want to enjoy the quietness more,
Correct.
you will go with the IQ.
Yep.
The IQ, it's built exactly on the same platform.
No.
No.
Escalade IQ is from the ground up its own unique platform. It shares nothing else with General Motors in the design and platform capability beyond the Ultium battery platform from a propulsion standpoint. But the frame, the wiring architecture, the technology in the vehicle, the overall shape of the automobile is uniquely Cadillac Escalade.
And in terms of dimensions and the capacity and the cargo space, if we put it in similarity with the Escalade, is it similar or there is...
It's a little bit larger. The platform itself, if the best way to explain it is if you're driving an Escalade today in the gas version or even in the mid-cycle enhancement that we're bringing to market, it's a little bit in between both the long and the short wheel version in the EV version. So it's a little bit bigger overall proportion and size, which gives you, a little bit more road presence. But we have elements like arrival mode, which it's a larger vehicle that drives small because you're able to get into tight spots with the four-wheel steer. It's really an amazing vehicle to drive. Instantaneous torque from a torque curve standpoint. When you step into the throttle of an EV, all that power is instantly driven to the dual motor activities in the vehicle, and just an incredible drive.
Amazing. In the past few years, we've noticed that Cadillac as a brand has been shifting, changing the way it used to introduce even car models. We've seen several concept cars, we've seen several electric versions. IQ is one of them. There is plenty of cars ending with Q, Celestic, Lyric, what else? Optic, that has been launched recently at Paris Auto Show as well. With everything is taking place and these concepts and production cars, can we have hints where Cadillac is heading in the coming 2-3 years?
Yes, so you almost have to go back in time before you're able to go forward. And what's great about a brand like Cadillac is with 120 years worth of history, we have a lot of learnings through that history. And one of the elements that makes a brand like Cadillac so strong is it is at its best when it's innovating. It wants to be the lead pillar for General Motors, to always be in front of the innovation curve from that standpoint. So as you step into the portfolio we have today, a lot of that was visioned back in 2015 in our vision plan. The leaders at the time, I was in other parts of the world, but the leaders of its time were thinking, where is auto going into the future? And what brand should champion that innovation that we're going to need from an auto industry standpoint? And how does an iconic brand like Cadillac leave its mark on that? So as you come into this time frame, you look at the concept vehicles that we introduced from 2015 all the way till just this past month, where we introduced Opulent Velocity in Pebble Beach, California. When you put a vehicle like that on stage, it allows you to push your design community, push your engineering community to really think differently about transportation and the auto industry and what it wants to be, not only from a performance standpoint, but also from a luxury standpoint, hence the name Opulent Velocity. So you get both ends of the spectrum. As we now cascade those designs down into the rest of the portfolio, you end up with vehicles like Optic, like Lyric. Vistic will be another vehicle that will join the platform here in the February timeframe, and then of course put both Escalade IQ and Celestic at the very, very top of all that. And you have a choice of vehicles like no other manufacturer. Cadillac will have an EV in every luxury SUV segment. Plus, we will continue to have vehicles like the Escalade ICE internal combustion engine vehicle from a choice standpoint. Because luxury consumers want not only technology, they want sophistication in that technology. And the words we use to describe Cadillac is bold, optimistic, and sophisticated. And those are very purposely chosen going all the way back to that 2015 timeframe because we know who our customer is. We know they always want a sense of occasion wrapped around them. They want to see and be seen. They want to be part of the event that's taking place. And so when you step into a launch like what we're doing here today at Villa Escalade, you're developing this sense of occasion. And so it's a combination of looking forward and looking back, bundling it all together, and producing a Cadillac portfolio like we've never seen in immediate history.
Mr. John, when you've mentioned the fleet of cars, and you've mentioned that there will be more reveals coming over,
Yes.
Electrified, you've mentioned that Escalade will maintain its ICE engine.
Yes.
This is not going to be to the other models, such as, for example, the XT4, XT5, even XT6, CT4, CT5?
Yeah, the product portfolio is a competitive strength. And if I came to every interview and revealed everything we had up our sleeve, I wouldn't have a job. My boss would take me
Totally
and say, you know what?
At least
There's some secrets that need to be maintained.
secrets that to maintain the ICE.
Exactly.
Would
We've announced the Escalade will be, part of the portfolio for the foreseeable future. And as we look to where we go next, we know consumers need to be our guide. And that's how we think about the investment.
And you don't feel that the consumers already said their words and they're not happy with having a fully electrified trims?
Yeah, I think you have to
terms of
get
sales.
you have to get into the data in order to really understand what's going on, because there's a lot of misinformation in the marketplace. What I would tell you is with an electrified vehicle, it is a superior driving experience. If you remove this idea of it's an EV, if you just physically get in the vehicle and drive it, the lower center of gravity, the higher performance of those vehicles will change customers. And then my proof point in that is in the US, because we have access to the industry data, unlike other parts of the world, when you look at the industry data, the general market's running at about 8% EV adoption right now, as you look at all industry sales, even outside of General Motors. When you look at luxury vehicles, it's 14%. When you electrified. When you step into Cadillac, we're running upwards of 22%. So it tells you when you build the right vehicle with the right range, the right design, both interior and exterior, and the right value for the consumer, they will buy an EV. In fact, as you look at our Lyric, which was our first to market, it just won Luxury Car of the Year in Germany. So beat out all Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi. 40 journalists in Germany had a whole palette of vehicles to look at, both gas as well as electric, and decided, regardless of powertrain, this is the car of the year. That, to me, tells you that when you put the right combination of vehicle attributes in the market, feature, value, content, consumers will come to the brand. And so in the US, we just surpassed selling 30,000 Lyrics in the marketplace. And so it's an opportunity to tell the consumer base that come, give it a test drive, spend some time with the vehicle, and you will walk away convinced that powertrain is not relevant. It's the driving attributes of the vehicle that are relevant and what we bring from a technology, feature styling, to the marketplace.
I totally understand you have a valid point with electrifications and how you guys are managing to look at the future of the brand of Cadillac. But it's still at the same time, not all the countries, not even the states, not all the states are equipped with enough chargers. Infrastructure is not there yet. Even here in our region, if we go and check some of the countries, they have several chargers and superchargers, but an overall look, it's not there yet. It might take another 10 years and a huge investments that it has to be implemented by the government. To avoid any loss or to avoid any not offering something to the Cadillac fan base or the Cadillac customer base, having fully electrified trims or having something parallel. Like we had several conversations with a German manufacturer, and now they're pulling back. They're saying like, depends on the region, depends on the market. We will be offering electric version if this market is mature enough and they have the infrastructure. Unless if they don't have it, we will have ICE or diesel or maybe hybrid or maybe extended range technology. Is it like a kind of technology and solution that might Cadillac takes and think it through in the coming few years?
Yeah, so again, the only vehicle we've announced that will continue in parallel with our EV strategy is Escalade. But nothing is ever off the table. No announcements official to make today around what we'll do with the portfolio and the powertrains. But just know, we know our customers. We know what needs to be done in order to build a fully electrified portfolio. We also know that we need to make sure that we stay in tune with the local market needs. We're also have stood up inside General Motors. Many other car companies haven't done this. We have a group we call GM Energy. That energy group is looking into how do we help with infrastructure? How do we use the might and power of GM on a global stage to help expand that capability into the marketplace? We also know that when you have home charging, many luxury consumers will actually charge in their villa, Villa Escalade here today. And when you have that experience of being able to not wait in a petrol queue to get fuel, where you can leave your home every morning fully charged and have the range you would expect, like with an Escalade IQ at, inwards of 700 to 800 kilometers worth of driving distance, you can help yourself get over that range anxiety and really focus on the enjoyment the vehicle provides.
Let me take you to another topic.
Sure.
Something that ArabGT audience send me like dozens of these questions. Black wing as a trim.
Yes.
CT4, CT5, black wings. There is a future for these two trims?
There is a future with our Blackwing. It's we just finished a year ago celebrating the 20th anniversary. Racing is in our DNA.
I'm coming to the racing.
Yeah, it's part of who we are and what we do. So we can talk about that a little bit further. But Blackwing and V is really our ability to do that tech transfer between what happens on the track and what happens when you want a true performance-driven machine in the marketplace. And there is nothing more exciting than getting behind the wheel of either an automatic or manual V Blackwing and taking it for a ride. We have plans to continue to sell the existing model as we come to the market with the mid-cycle enhanced version of CT5 as well. And so, super excited about how that vehicle performs in the marketplace.
This is leading me towards motorsport.
Okay.
Cadillac is coming back to the motorsport, 24 hours race. We've seen it last year in Le Mans. You guys are investing heavily into this. And I know that motorsport, it's not coming cheap. It's a big investment. It's something that will definitely enhance several things and several aspects to the future. I need to hear it more from you.
Yes.
A 24 hours race, is this the beginning or this is it? What's the vision behind it?
So as you look at the last 30 days, we announced new race teams for next year. So with Team Jota and Hertz, We'll have 2 vehicles on the track through the WEC series of vehicles, and so more to come in that space with Team Jota. Last year, as you know, in the WEC series, we only had a single vehicle. Now we'll have 2 cars running in that. And there is nothing more exhilarating to hear those GTP cars start up, right? They begin with that hybrid motor, and you hear them spooling up, and then that naturally aspirated V8 engine kicks in. And you really, I find it just brings a smile to my face as you're walking around the track and you hear them head out and you hear, oh, the Cadillacs are on the course. Yeah, because that engine, when it kicks in, it's so distinctively roaring. Cadillac. Yeah, you know it is left the pit lane and joined the track. And then in the IMSA series, we've also announced that Wayne Taylor Racing will be part of the platform, along with our good friends from Whelen, to complement actually having 5 vehicles on the track next year as we work our way around the circuit. So yes, it's a big part of who we are. What's really important in that space, we talk about that tech transfer, how that occurs is our group of engineers are able to work on those vehicles, and what they learn in an endurance race, be it 12 hours, be it 24 hours, they learn more in that time frame around engine quality, suspension, tuning, everything we need to know about transferring all that information out of the race back into what consumers drive each and every day, and they learn it at an accelerated pace because those vehicles are really, when you talk about endurance, putting through the paces and learning kind of where are those extreme points in those vehicles. So yes, racing is a big part of what we need to do in order to continue to have both that performance and luxury aspect of a luxury automobile like Cadillac.
With everything that the engineering team and Cadillac team is learning with participating in these races, when are we going to see a hypercar from Cadillac?
We are with the GTPs. They are considered hypercars.
Something for sales.
Yeah.
Not only
something for
racing.
sales.
Something for the consumers.
Nothing.
Something
nothing
for
to
people
announce.
like me.
Yeah. Nothing to announce. We'll all have to enjoy the.
But with your smile, it looks like there is something coming.
Nothing to announce today. But we did announce that we have with Lyric. Lyric will have a V. Yes.
Yes.
And
the
so
first,
we are exploring all
V
electric V platform with Lyric. So that performance DNA, that brand that we have created around V and Blackwing, extremely important to us, and we want to nurture it and grow it. So will there be announcements in the future? Yes, maybe, but more to come. You'll have to tune back in. We'll have to have another interview.
I would love to. I would love to have another conversation more related to the hypercar coming from Cadillac. Yep. More than 32 years of experience in the automotive industry and specifically in General Motors. Where do you see the group stand now? And to conclude our interview today, to conclude the momentum end of 2024 as the year is turning into an end and we're heading towards 2025, where do you see the competition in the premium segment and the competition also as automotive groups?
Yes. What I really like is I return to the brand, right? I've had an opportunity to work and run the Middle East region, spent time in Canada, been all over the US throughout my career, worked in our customer care and after sales and service parts operation. Sitting here today, this is where it all comes together and an opportunity to think about not only the product portfolio, we spend a lot of time talking about that, but we also are spending a considerable amount of time thinking about what is the ownership and customer experience wrapped around that vehicle. What does our dealer network look like here in the Middle East region? Our dealers that work in each one of the countries, extremely important to the brand. They do a fabulous job of being the customer-facing stewards of our model. And so as you look at the product portfolio, it's the best it's ever been. From a Cadillac standpoint, the innovation in our automobiles, the spirited driving experience that you get, the really sense of accomplishment that we have. I think technology is both moving forward, but also looking for simplicity. How you interact, how you use the vehicle, doesn't want to be tied to whether it's young or old, whether it's button or touch. It just wants to work. When you get in the vehicle, you want an experience that is so sophisticated that you just get an opportunity to either enjoy the ride if you're being driven, or enjoy the drive if you're behind the wheel and driving the vehicle. So as I look to the future, I think there's going to be a lot of additional enhancements on what propels the vehicles forward. I know Cadillac will always be at the leading edge of that with the innovation that we have already showcased in our concept vehicles. And we understand who our customer is around the world. So there's just an opportunity to create that bond, that relationship through our dealers with our customers, and allow us to showcase the best at what we're capable of doing, especially as we bring a vehicle like Celestiq to market, which is the halo of what Cadillac can do. It will be a hand-built vehicle. For the very first time in over 50 years.
And extremely expensive.
Well, you know, with hand building a vehicle.
How is the reaction?
It's been fantastic. The clientele looking for a vehicle such as Cadillac Celestiq, being allowed to, you know, if this is the color that you want your car to be, interior, exterior, we can customize that for you. If you have a favorite carpeting or a metal carving and etching that means something to you, we can embroider that into the vehicle. It's just, there's an endless amount of customization to allow you to express who you are as a client and as a customer in a vehicle that has 135 different patents underneath the skin. So from an engineering expertise standpoint, it is a true expression of what a Cadillac can be. So as I look to the future, I think that's what you see is a lineup of vehicles, everything from Escalade that you would expect to the unexpected, like Optic, Lyric, Vistic, and Escalade IQ. Yep.
A lot of cues. John Roth, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was lovely having a discussion with you this morning at Villa Escalade, and wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
With the Escalade first, and with Celestiq and the rest of the coming models in the near future.
Sounds good.
And the hypercar. And the motorsport as well.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. متابعينا الكرام، مشاهدين عرب جي تي، المستمعين الكرام على منصة عرب جي تي بودكاست، شفتوا معنا المستقبل تبع كاديلاك. أتمنى تكون المقابلة أعجبتكم. إن شاء الله نلقاكم في حلقات قادمة. لا تنسى تعمل سبسكرايب بقناة عرب جي تي بودكاست. تأكد أنك عامل اشتراك بهاي القناة تحديدا. ونلقاكم في مقابلات قريبة جدا قادمة بقوة على هاي القناة. شكرا لكم، شكرا لمتابعتكم. السلام عليكم.